The animals you fear most? They're not even close to the deadliest. Sharks, lions, snakes, sure, they look terrifying. But they barely make a dent in human deaths compared to some creatures you probably don't even think about. Freshwater snails alone kill more people annually than all of them combined. The truth is, it's not about size, fangs, or claws. It's about how deadly a creature actually is. And thanks to Hollywood, we've been fed a lot of nonsense. Sharks have been painted as man-eating monsters in over 70 films, yet they cause only 6 deaths a year. Meanwhile, humans wipe out 100 million sharks annually. So, who's the real monster here? To set things straight, here are the 15 deadliest creatures that will make you wish you never knew about them. Number 15. Tapeworms. Once an old man said, "Life is for everyone, the liger, the tiger, and Tarzan." But what he failed to mention is that life also includes parasites, like the tapeworm, an uninvited guest you definitely don't want to experience. This freeloading menace is responsible for an infection called cystic urcosis, which kills around 700 people per year. There are over 1,500 species of tapeworms in the US alone, but only a handful are the real culprits: the pig tapeworm, beef tapeworm, fish tapeworm, and dwarf tapeworm. And these things don't mess around. Some grow up to 60 feet long inside the human body. They are one of the oldest known parasites, and getting one is pretty easy. Eat undercooked meat and tieta. Bad hygiene? Well, that's an open invitation. Even contaminated soil, water, or feces can do the trick. The worst hit areas? Southeast Asia, West Africa, and East Africa, where poor sanitation makes infections far more common. So next time you're craving that rare steak, maybe, just maybe, cook it a little longer. Number 14. Assassin bugs. With a name like assassin bug, you'd expect something deadly, and you'd be right. These little killers are responsible for 12,000 deaths per year, spreading a nasty disease called Chagas. Nicknamed the kissing bug, they bite people on the face, yes, on the lips, while they sleep. And the worst part? The real damage comes after the bite. The bug defecates near the wound, allowing parasites in its feces to enter the victim's bloodstream. Originally from Latin America, Chagas disease has now made its way into North America and Europe. Once infected, symptoms can range from mild to severe, eventually leading to heart failure or fatal digestive complications. I had my own run-in with one deep in the Amazon basin. Sleeping in a remote hut, flipping through a book, I spotted movement, an assassin bug crawling straight toward me. I trapped it in a bottle and confirmed my worst fear the next morning. It was a kissing bug. Moral of the story? Sleep with one eye open in the jungle. Number 13. Mosquito. It's hard to believe that the world's most dangerous animal isn't a massive predator with fangs and claws, but a tiny, buzzing insect. Yet mosquitoes are responsible for over 1 million deaths annually, more than all the other animals on this list combined. These relentless pests are the perfect disease carriers, spreading malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, yellow fever, and West Nile virus with a single bite. Infected mosquitoes transmit these illnesses to over 700 million people every year, hitting tropical and subtropical regions the hardest. Unlike most deadly creatures that lurk in specific habitats, mosquitoes are everywhere, from humid jungles to cold climates. Their impact on global health is staggering, and despite efforts to control them, they continue to thrive. While most mosquito-borne diseases are treatable, millions lack access to health care, making prevention, like using insect repellents and mosquito nets, the best defense. Because when it comes to this tiny killer, one bite is all it takes. Number 12. Golden poison dart frog. Bright, tiny, and deadlier than a loaded gun, the golden poison dart frog is the most toxic amphibian on Earth. Found only in Colombia's rainforests, This little frog measures about 2 inches long, roughly the size of a paperclip, but carries enough venom to kill 10 grown men. Its toxin, batrachotoxin, is so potent that just 2 micrograms, the size of a pinhead, can kill a human. And the worst part? You don't even need to be bitten. The poison seeps through the frog's skin, meaning a simple touch is enough to end you. For centuries, Colombian tribes have used its venom to coat blow darts, turning it into a lethal weapon. Unfortunately, deforestation is pushing this incredible species towards extinction. If you ever find yourself trekking through Colombia's rainforests and spot one of these bright yellow beauties, appreciate it from a very safe distance, because this is one animal you definitely don't want to handle. Number 11. Russell's viper. The Russell's viper isn't the largest or flashiest snake in the world, but in India alone, it's responsible for 42,000 deaths every year. Found across Southeast Asia, this snake thrives in grassy fields, farmlands, and rural areas, making deadly encounters unavoidable for many people. Unlike aggressive snakes that attack sight, Russell's vipers blend perfectly with their surroundings and strike when stepped on. The venom causes severe bleeding, kidney failure, and fatal organ damage, and without immediate medical care, survival is slim. For farmers working the fields, these snakes are an ever-present threat, hiding in tall grass, waiting to be disturbed. If you're ever in India or Bangladesh, watch where you step, because one wrong move could be your last. Number 10. Ascaris roundworms. Meet the Ascaris roundworm, a parasite so common it infects over 1.2 billion people worldwide, causing 4,500 deaths per year. This nasty nematode spreads through contaminated soil, food, water, and feces, and its eggs can survive in the environment for years. Once ingested, these worms hatch in the intestines, where they steal nutrients, block digestion, and even cause life-threatening obstructions. Symptoms range from mild discomfort to malnutrition, severe abdominal pain, and organ damage. Children are the most vulnerable, especially in regions with poor sanitation, such as sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The worst part? Some people don't even realize they're infected until worms start crawling out of their nose or mouth. A horrifying reality for those with severe infestations. In extreme cases, surgery is required to remove large clusters of worms blocking the intestines. Bottom line, wash your hands, cook your food, and avoid drinking unclean water, because nobody wants a living spaghetti monster inside them. Number 9. Freshwater snails. Freshwater snails may look harmless, but they're responsible for over 20,000 deaths per year, thanks to a disease called schistosomiasis. These snails carry parasitic worms that enter the human body through the skin when people wade in contaminated water. The infection cycle is disturbingly efficient. An infected person urinates or defecates in fresh water, releasing parasite eggs. The eggs hatch, infect snails, and multiply. Then, when an unsuspecting person steps into the water, the parasites burrow into their skin without them even noticing. Once inside, the parasites travel to the liver, intestines, spleen, lungs, and even the brain, causing anemia, malnutrition, organ failure, and in severe cases, death. Schistosomiasis is a major public health issue in 78 countries, including Brazil, China, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. There's also no vaccine. The best defense is avoiding contaminated water, but for millions in affected regions, that's easier said than done. Number 8. Tsetse fly. The tsetse fly might look like an ordinary insect, but don't be fooled. We're not kidding. It's a flying syringe of doom. Responsible for 10,000 deaths per year, this bloodsucker transmits African sleeping sickness, a parasitic disease that attacks the central nervous system. It starts with flu-like symptoms, but left untreated, the parasite infiltrates the brain, causing confusion, hallucinations, personality changes, and eventually, coma and death. The worst hit areas are rural parts of Africa, between the Sahara and Kalahari deserts, where the flies thrive. And here's a bizarre fact. Tsetse flies are attracted to the colors blue and black. Tanzanians take advantage of this by setting up cloth traps in these colors, luring the flies to their doom. If you're ever on a safari, ditch the black hats and blue jeans, or risk becoming their next snack. Interestingly, fossil records suggest that Tsetse flies once lived in Colorado 34 million years ago. So be thankful they're no longer buzzing around the U.S. Number 7. Jellyfish. Jellyfish might look like delicate floating balloons, but some pack one of the deadliest stings in the ocean. While most species are harmless, a few, like the box jellyfish, can kill with their venomous tentacles. These stings cause excruciating pain, paralysis, heart failure, and, in severe cases, instant death. The box beast is responsible for 40 deaths per year and is considered the most dangerous marine animal. Their transparent bodies make them nearly invisible, and their tentacles can grow up to 10 feet long, making them silent assassins of the sea. Some victims don't even make it back to shore before the venom shuts down their hearts. Found mainly in the waters of Australia, Thailand, and the Philippines, these jellyfish are a nightmare for swimmers and divers. While there is also an anti-venom, the smartest strategy is prevention, wearing protective suits and avoiding known jellyfish-infested waters. Because let's be real, no beach trip is worth getting stung by the ocean's deadliest ghost. Now let's talk about Number 6. Deathstalker scorpion. This tiny terror is the reason scorpions have such a terrifying reputation. Responsible for 3/4 of all scorpion-related deaths, the Deathstalker scorpion is one of the most venomous scorpions on the planet. Its sting delivers a potent neurotoxin that causes extreme pain, fever, convulsions, and even heart failure. And if that wasn't bad enough, its venom is resistant to treatment, meaning even with antivenom, survival isn't guaranteed. While a healthy adult might survive, with a hefty dose of antivenom, young children, the elderly, and those with weaker immune systems are at serious risk of death. This scorpion thrives in North Africa and the Middle East, lurking under rocks and in crevices. So if you ever find yourself wandering through the deserts of Egypt or the mountains of Iran, maybe don't go flipping over rocks, unless you want a first-hand experience of why this nightmare made the list. Number 5. Brazilian wandering spider. Unlike most spiders that spin webs and wait for prey, the Brazilian wandering spider lives up to its name by actively hunting on foot. And that makes it far more dangerous, because it has a nasty habit of wandering into human homes, hiding in shoes, clothes, and even cars. This 8-legged nightmare holds a Guinness World Record for having the most potent venom of any spider. A bite from this beast can cause paralysis, breathing failure, and death if untreated. Its venom attacks the nervous system, leading to muscle paralysis and loss of bodily control. And for male victims, there's an unfortunate side effect. Extremely painful, prolonged erections due to the neurotoxins affecting blood flow. Yeah, no thanks. While an antivenom exists, getting to it in time is the real challenge. These spiders are found in South America, especially in Brazil, so always check your shoes before slipping them on. You never know what's hiding inside. Number 4. Honey badger. Fearless, relentless, and borderline psychotic, the honey badger is officially recognized as the world's most fearless animal, and for good reason. This ferocious little warrior takes on animals 10 times its size, from lions and leopards to hyenas and cobras, and somehow walks away alive. Its thick, rubbery skin is tough enough to resist machete blows, and even if a snake bites it, the honey badger simply shrugs off the venom and keeps fighting. They're also escape artists, capable of breaking out of cages, digging under fences, and even figuring out how to open doors. While they rarely attack humans, they have been known to raid farms, kill livestock, and steal honey. And if cornered, they will fight to the death, because honey badgers don't care. If you ever cross paths with one, just walk away, because picking a fight with a honey badger is a battle you will lose. Number 3. Black mamba. If snakes had hitmen, the black mamba would be the undisputed top assassin. This lightning-fast, ultra-aggressive snake is so feared that even the most seasoned snake handlers avoid it. Despite being the second most venomous snake in the world, it's considered Africa's deadliest due to its speed, aggression, and lethality. When cornered, it doesn't just strike once, it delivers multiple rapid bites, each loaded with a neurotoxic venom that can kill a human in under 10 hours. Dubbed the kiss of death, its venom shuts down the nervous system, causing paralysis, respiratory failure, and cardiac arrest. Without treatment, survival is virtually impossible. Found across sub-Saharan Africa, the black mamba is one of the fastest snakes, slithering at speeds of 12 miles per hour. So if you ever encounter one, don't run, because you won't win that race. Just back away slowly and hope it's not in a bad mood and pray to God. Number 2. Hippopotamus. At first glance, hippos look like oversized, water-loving cows, but don't be fooled. They are one of Africa's most aggressive and territorial animals, responsible for over 500 human deaths per year. Hippos don't hunt humans, but if you enter their space, they will charge. And at 30 miles per hour on land and even faster in water, you're not outrunning them. These giants capsize boats, trample intruders, and crush anything that gets too close to their young. If you're on a safari, listen to your guide and never get too close. Baby hippos may look cute, but their mothers will not hesitate to turn you into a paste. If you have watched the watermelon cruising video, you'll get the why. Number 1. Blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus might look small and mesmerizing, but don't be fooled. This tiny sea creature carries a venom 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide. It has enough tetrodotoxin to kill 26 humans in minutes, and there's no antidote. Unlike most venomous creatures, this octopus doesn't inject its toxin. It infuses it into its saliva. A single painless bite can leave a person paralyzed, unable to breathe, and moments away from death. Victims remain fully conscious but unable to move or call for help, making it one of the most terrifying ways to go. Found in tropical waters of Australia, Japan, and the Philippines, the blue-ringed octopus usually stays hidden in tide pools and coral reefs. But when threatened, it flashes its iridescent blue rings, a clear warning that you're about to make a deadly mistake. If you ever see those glowing blue rings, back off immediately. It might just be your last chance. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.